Tom Cruise may be well known as the leading man in classics such as Top Gun and Mission Impossible, but what is the man behind the Scientologist? Before we dive in, like and subscribe for more videos about your favorite Hollywood celebrities. Tom Cruise was born Thomas Cruise Mopather IV in 1962, which makes him 59 years old in 2022. That didn't stop him from performing stunts in all his action films, including his latest Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise has always performed his own stunts, whether it be scaling one of the world's tallest skyscrapers or clinging to the wing of an aircraft as it takes off for up to 10 minutes at a time. Performing all these stunts with minimal safety equipment creates genuinely intense big screen moments, which showcases Tom Cruise as one of the most dedicated actors out there. Tom has Irish and perhaps English and Welsh heritage. The name Mopather has Welsh origins, while Cruise has Irish and English origins. Whatever his heritage is, Tom Cruise has always been a Hollywood heartthrob. Tom Cruise's first big hit, Risky Business, had a boyish Tom running a brothel from his own home while his parents are away on vacation. This comedy cemented Tom as a teen idol early on in his career. However, Tom is best known for his action movies, as we will get to later. We will also talk about the role of Scientology in Tom's life. But remember, we are talking about things that people have said allegedly. Tom is a man of action, even as a child. Tom loved to do his own stunts. He climbed trees and will not come down until his mother coaxed him out. And he busted his knee during a game of British Bulldogs, prompting his school to ban the game. He loved making ramps to perform stunts on and even broke his foot after he attempted a backflip off the roof of his house, landing on the street curb instead of the soft snow. Friends and family members have alleged that Tom embellished some aspects of his childhood, claiming that his childhood and youth were tougher than the reality. For instance, when he was a struggling young actor in New York, he said that he had walked to the underpass that connects Manhattan to the rest of the city and state and had caught rides with prostitutes. His girlfriend at the time, Diane Van Zoren, remembers differently, saying that she never recalled him doing such things. His sister also let him drive her car in order to get to auditions in Manhattan. Whatever barriers Tom faced in his early career, one thing is true, and that is, at a young age, he was already not afraid of taking risks. Another example of Tom embellishing the truth of his upbringing was when he claimed that he was victimized by the school system because of his dyslexia. Despite his good looks, charm, and natural acting ability, the young Tom did not excel in school due to inability to read text out loud in class. He is also left-handed and says that the school had been forcing him to write with his right hand. Due to the lack of support, he felt that the public school system had failed him. However, teacher reports that the school gave Tom and his family the necessary support, and that no one had forced him to write with his right hand. Tom Cruise was a student with average grades, but I think we all know by now, Tom Cruise never likes to do things half-baked. Tom has always been passionate about what he does. In his teen years, he considered becoming a wrestler and a priest at different points. In order to become a wrestler, he was running up and down the stairs of his home, but he tripped and fell on his sister's homework, which tore a ligament in his knee. After that, he was unable to compete. As a student at a Catholic seminary school where he planned to train up as a priest, he and his friends were caught with stolen alcohol, then expelled. The only thing left for Tom to do was acting. He promised that if he didn't become a successful actor in 10 years, he would become a pilot. He ended up doing both. Tom Cruise has always had a natural acting ability, perhaps learned at a young age from when he had to hide his fear from his abusive father, who would try to toughen the boy up. Or perhaps it was because his mother wrote skits which he would act out. Whether it was nature or nurture, or a combination of the two, his teachers in elementary school all commented that he had a natural talent for acting. He missed high school graduation due to the part that he got in Hershey's chocolate commercial, then a cameo in Endless Love and a small role in Taps, a military drama. In 1983, he would make his first big break in the movie The Outsiders, starring alongside stars such as Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, and Rob Lowe. In 1983, Tom starred in Losing It, All the Right Moves, and Risky Business. All of that was only the start for Tom. As we mentioned earlier, Tom did not want to be known as a teen heartthrob. He was a man of action. In 1986, just 5 years after Taps, he scored the role of Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell in Top Gun. In 1987, Tom married the ambitious actress, divorcee, and adherent of Scientology, Mimi Rogers. A so-called cult, many of Scientology's members, especially Tom himself, insist that it is because Scientology is criticized, because it is not in the mainstream. Andrew Morton, author of Tom Cruise, says that Scientology appealed to actors like Tom Cruise because it gave him the opportunity to rewrite the narrative of his own life. In Scientology, you can pay to attend one-on-one therapy sessions designed to get rid of negative influences in your life. This is very appealing to actors as they reenact traumatic memories and learn to get past them in a safe environment. Jordan Peterson, a clinical psychologist, says that therapy, which incorporates reliving trauma in a controlled manner, is highly effective, as it gives the patient a renewed agency in their own lives. Additionally, Scientology places emphasis on members maintaining a good public image, so that it can reflect positively on the church. This has a double meaning for celebrities like Tom, who can use these skills to manage their own reputations. So while there are positives to Scientology, they inevitably came with the dark side. The organization has controlling policies towards its members, tracking their every movement. Not only that, sessions and courses offered by Scientology are expensive. Mimi herself, a high-ranking auditor, charged $100 an hour for her services. Tom's parents had brought him up Catholic, and Scientology offered him a modern alternative to Catholic rituals such as confessions. Scientology welcomed Tom, already a successful actor, with open arms. Being part of the religion allowed him to rewrite aspects of his past in a way that probably felt genuine, as Scientology sessions incorporate machines which measure the electromagnetic currents of a person's body. And we already talked about Tom rewriting his past. He did not ride in cars with prostitutes, and his teachers did not force him to use his right hand to write. By the time Tom Cruise divorced Mimi and met Nicole Kidman, Scientology had already deeply enmeshed him within its systems. He actually went to Australia to meet her because he saw her Dead Calm, a thriller involving sailing boats. In 1990, they starred together in Days of Thunder. Eventually, the pair divorced. It has rumored that because David Miscavige, head of the Church of Scientology, was worried that Tom was getting too distant from the church, having a wife from Australia, where Scientology members have more privacy. Another issue the church sided with Nicole was that she would often return to Australia to visit her psychologist's father. According to Scientology, psychologists are suppressive people, and in order to advance in the ranks of the religion, Nicole would have had to break off any contact with her father. The two divorced at the end of 2001 after 10 years of marriage. While married to Nicole, Tom and David Miscavige started to form an extremely close friendship. David would join them on skiing trips, have Sea Org members build a tennis court for them and a luxurious gym for himself and Tom when his friend convinced him to value exercising. And at an estimated cost of $150,000, that was a high value. David's generosity did not end there. Scientology members also worked for free to make an airplane hangar for Tom, and he received custom-made bikes. The action star has received so many favors from the church that other celebrity members of the church criticized David for playing favorites. Allegedly, John Travolta, star of the hit movies Grease and Saturday Night Fever, has a feud with Tom Cruise because of this. In recent years, however, there are signs that Tom could be distancing himself from the church. He has not been staying at the Scientology headquarters whenever he travels, despite owning a helicopter that he can use to get anywhere fast. Apparently, when Tom found out that the basis of Scientology mythology is that our souls come from the alien planet of Xenu and were destroyed in a wall of fire, he was horrified. How could he spend so much time and money progressing up the ranks of Scientology only to learn that it's all about aliens? The Scientology counseled him, and before long, he was back to his normal self again. In light of what occurred during the pandemic, the possibility remains that Tom may not want to be part of Scientology forever. Are these rumors about Tom true? Let us know your opinions in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and find out everything about your favorite celebrities.